All right, bro. So I think this is like 3 months ago, right? I was at my sales job, but we were taking a little bit of a break to eat, right? We were in this big shopping mall. Um, I was with one other guy. He was like, I think he was 16 years old. Um, I started talking a lot to him, right? Because 3 months ago, when I first met people, I always wanted them to like me, kind of, right? I just really want them to like me, respect me, and things like that, right? So basically, I just started talking to him a lot. I would just talk a lot to him and ask a lot of different questions. And when the conversation almost started to end, I tried to ask a new question to spike up the conversation a little bit again. And I, it was just this weird, it became just this weird dynamic where I was just talking a lot to him and he just kept talking less and less and less and saying less and less and less words. And I was asking more and more and more questions. And in my mind, I started to think like, oh, what if he doesn't like me because he isn't talking a lot? He just said like, yes, no, yes. Like things like that, right? And in my mind, I was like, oh, what if he doesn't like me? I should be asking more questions because if the conversation ends, then it will be awkward and things like that. And then at one point, I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm not even going to try to spike up engagement with him anymore, right? And that's when I stopped. We just stopped talking for a little bit, and it was just silent, and it it was just okay, right? Like, of course, it was my. It was one of the first time that I had just been silent in a conversation, and it was just silent. And after like 5 minutes or something, he just started to talk to me again. He just now he spiked up the conversation again, right? Um, to be honest, when he spiked up the conversation, I felt more powerful because now I made him talk, right? This is something I've not seen online a lot. Like back in the day, like when I was like 13, 14 years old, I watched a lot of videos about conversations and things like that, like bullshit videos, right? But the point is, I've never seen this advice before. Even though I watched so many different videos about body language and speaking and things like that, right? And I think this is advice is really powerful because now we drove back with the bus, right? Back to the office of our sales company, right? We drove back and behind us there were two people talking as well and they met each other, not met each other, but re-met each other, if that makes sense. So they just saw each other again. They were probably friends from school or something like that, right? And it was weekend, so they saw each other again. They were just talking, and then at some point the conversation, like after like 2 minutes, the conversation ended, and they just stopped talking. Like they didn't care. They didn't care if the conversation ended or not. They didn't have like these anxious thoughts in their minds of just wondering, like, oh, what if the conversation ends? What if it will be awkward or things like that? No, they were just sitting there and they just both were like chilling. And then a couple minutes later, they started talking again with each other, and things were just good, right? And I think I've seen a lot of people make this mistake as well. Right now, I'm focused on this sometimes as well, right? Like the more insecure people, if I can name it like that, they always start to try to spike up a conversation again, right? So right now, when people when I have a conversation with people and it's kind of bleeding dead, right? I'm not trying to spike up. conversation again and again and again. Because to me, like right now, I'm also like, nah, that's too much effort, right? I I don't want to do that, and I hope I explained this well in this video. But just basically, if a conversation is about to end, stop trying to re-engage it again and again and again, because people will actually like you less for this. And I wish I had a video like this when I started. Like I wish I wish I had a video like this like 3 years ago or something like that, right? But I've never seen a video like this before. So yeah, man, that's why I really want to make this video. So yeah, man, thank you for watching. I've got a free school community in my description that you can check out if you want. You don't really have to. So yeah, man, I will see you there.